Here we go then. So here we've got the Ude Zephyrus. UD or Ude. Who knows? I keep changing, don't I? It says UD up there and it says Ude down there. I suppose Ude is phonetically correct. Whatever. Anyway, so let's have a quick look at the packaging. It comes in this sort of Apple-like presentation package. You can see we've got the actual tank itself. We've got some bits and bobs there. And on the back we have some ratings and some diagrams. So we can see there illustrates the rebuildable head section, the drip tip, the tank, the OCC head and the base, and how to put it all together, how to fit it. This is something stuck to my finger. This is going to require using a needle nose bottle or a syringe, but more on that later. So it gives us some dimensions on height. It also gives us some statistics on airflow as well. So it's 12 by 2 millimeter by 2 intake holes, or a 8.65mm outside diameter airflow delivery. Does it give us the capacity of liquid? Oh yeah, 5 millilitres. There it is, right there. There we go. It's Kogendo 100% Japanese organic cotton, dual coils, rebuildable head, specs there. So it's 4 3mm diameter intake holes, peak insulator. The base is made out of stainless steel, not copper, with silver plated, with ceramic seat. There we go. So unification of design. I presume that's what UD means. Now we know. Okay, enough of that. Let's have a look, see. Now, as you might be able to tell with the remnants of juice in it, I've been vaping it already. So yours comes like this. Someone's already had it. So what do we get here then? We've got the this is the rebuildable head. There we go there. Now I've not actually used this yet, so no, I'm not entirely sure this comes off. I would imagine it would. Yeah, it does. There we go. A bit tight, but threading on this isn't particularly smooth. Does it need to be? Well, yes, it does. But there we go. That's what we got. So what we got there then? We got 4 post holes, and we got 4 almighty great air holes as well. I mean, this is going to really chuck it, isn't it? So that's quite exciting. I will be having a play with that. Yeah, there we go. So let's put that to one side. Okay, I need something to facilitate getting this out with. This screwdriver will do. So what we've got there, we've got, should we call this a heat sink? We'll call this a heat sink, shall we? There we go. So that fits between the, yeah, that fits between the tank and the drip tip. So there we go. And then we've got some replacement, I would say O-rings, but they're kind of beefy for O-rings, but we've got 2 of each here. We've got a red and a blue one, which is quite nice. It comes with these white ones pre-installed. So that's quite nice. You want to change the look of it and make it fit your mod. And then we've got a spare glass tank. So yeah, that'll do for all that. Let's pop this all in here and I'll put it out of the way. Right then. So let's take a look at the device, shall we? So here is the stock drip tip. Now this is interesting. It's quite a stubby little fella. Big old air holes. I don't know if I can get enough light down there to actually show you guys. No, I can't really, can I? No. Yeah, I mean that is not cut off in any way. That diameter goes right down there, as you can see, straight into this chimney section. That is a big diameter. So that is about as wide open as you can get on a 510 connector. And you can also see in here as well, the actual inside of it is rifled, which is different. I've never encountered that before. I can't really imagine it adds anything. But hey, there we go. And yeah, so you got this this heat sink, shall we call it? That pops there, and then you pop the drip tip on top of there, like so. So that's that basically. Now to fill this, oh actually let's just cover the aesthetics of it, shall we? It says Zephyrus here on the top. You've got these almighty great air holes, and as you can see straight through those. I mean, they are massive. On the bottom we've got UD and we've got a serial number. What have I got? I've got juice all over it. I've got 2015. Maybe that's not a serial number then. Maybe it's just the manufacturing date because it is 2015. Who knows? Yeah, so this spins quite freely. There's no locking off or anything, and it does just pop off. But that's not really going to be an issue when it's screwed down to something, is it? Because it's quite flush. It is a non-adjustable 510 pin, so that is it. There's not really any give in that either, so you're kind of relying on your mod to have an adjustable 510 pin setting. Let's just clean this up a little bit. Okay, so inside here we can see the UD logo on here, and it says 0.3 ohms, and it's recommending a range of 20 to 50 watts. Now, I'm going to remove this. Now, this is easier said than done because this part just screws off or comes off. Okay, so and this isn't the easiest thing, so let's take it out of camera shot for a minute, I'm afraid, because it's not really designed to be removed that easily, even though you kind of have to. So yeah, do excuse me. There we go. So you'll notice I removed the base and then this has stayed put. This is the actual coil head, so I need to unscrew that. Now you don't get a spare coil with this, but you do get the rebuildable section instead, which, as we've seen, is not pre-coiled. Which might be a minus point to some people. Maybe someone picks this up and isn't really familiar with building a coil, so wants an example of how it's done. So here is, I'll just get the excess juice off here. Here is the OCC coil unit in all its finery. As you can see there, it is 2 coils, and there's cotton there and there's ceramic in there. So I've not actually attempted to rebuild this yet, given it's the only one I've got. But I will give it a go at some point. Might be tricky with that ceramic head in there, but we'll give it a shot sometime or the other. There's an insulator there, and there's an almighty great air intake. I mean, look at that. That's where all your air is going to flow in here. I mean, there's basically nothing in the way of it. And for your juice to get in, there's 2 very, very, very big big holes there for the juice to get to the cotton. So that's all pretty good. So let's just reassemble this. Actually, where's the rebuildable section? Let's just pop this on, see what it looks like. So I've not actually done it yet. So I'll leave the chimney section off. So yeah, again, the threading isn't brilliant. It works. Yeah, so that will screw in like so, as one would expect. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to bother to rebuild this on camera. We've all seen this type of atomizer rebuilt before. You know, it's your standard dual coil design. Obviously you're going to put each coil above both of these air holes. Presumably you pop the cotton down these holes at the side here and job's a good one. And that's pretty much all there is to it. So what I'm going to do, I'll remember where I just put the cotton, there we go, the cotton coil, there it is. So that's going there. What I want to do is show you how to fill this, and yeah, so it's a bit messy this because I'm a bit covered in juice, so I'm just going to tighten this up. Not easy to do on camera, I'm afraid. So that's tightened up there. Let's put the airflow control back on. Now to fill this then, what you do is you unscrew this part at the top. Okay, and then you've got this silicone plug which you must remove. And then you get your juice. Now this is the problem you got here. You can't use one of those pipette drippers. It's just simply not going to work very well, is it? Let's try and adjust this lighting a bit. So you're going to need to use a needle bottle or a syringe. So I'm just removing the cap from the bottle of juice. What I do like is the fact that they put two holes side by side. So once you've got your bottle in there, like so, you've got somewhere for the air to come out. But on the plus side, what this means is, I mean, you could fill it from the bottom, but you're not going to get much liquid in there. I'm not going to put massive amount in there right now anyway, because I'm going to be taking it apart later. And you just pop your cutting bits of something, I don't know what that is. Right, so you just screw that on. So you could fill it by unscrewing the bottom and filling it like you would a sub tank or whatever, but you're not going to get much liquid in there. You'll pretty much get liquid from here to there, as opposed to from there right to the top. So you can fill it to capacity. Yeah. So that's pretty much it for the cozy up section. What I'm going to do two sections now of the vape time part, where I will vape it with this coil in, and then I'm going to build a coil on the rebuildable section, and we'll see how that goes as well. And what I'll do, I'll use the same juice in both sections, okay? And I'll try and keep them roughly the same ohmage. So see you after the jump cut. So welcome back, and what we got here then, we got the Ude Zephyrus sitting on top of my SX Mini M class, and it's currently reading 0.33 ohms, and I've currently got it at, well, we'll call it 50 watts. I mean, there's no sense in splitting hairs over 0.1 watt, is there? Okay, got it set to the standard profile. And this juice, I'm not entirely sure what the ratio of this is. I think it might be 50-50. It might be slightly higher in VG. I'm not sure. I'm going to say 50-50. I mean, it's quite gloopy, quite thin, liquidy. But it is also 4 milligram. Now, those of you that saw last week's show, or the week before, depending when this goes out, would have seen me get a bit giddy just by chuffing on this thing. Now, I've got the air holes wide open. Okay, so you can see straight through. You can see me through it. Okay. And let's have a side view cloud shot. That's pretty respectable, and it's not lacking on flavour either. It's pretty good. So right, I've yet to try the rebuildable head. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to rebuild, or I'm going to build it, and then I'm going to put it in. I'm going to keep the same juice in there because it's 10 to 2 in the morning, or Sunday morning, and I really can't be bothered to go and rinse and clean this all out. So you know, I can't sleep, so I'm sitting here recording VT, as we do. We're that dedicated. Anyway, I digress. I shall see you after the jump cut. And welcome back. Right, I did say I was going to keep them roughly the same sort of ohmage, didn't I? I lied. I've actually put nickel coil in this, or two of them, and it's come out at 0.06 ohms. I'll tell you what, it was the devil's own job doing it, because the nature of how you tighten the post down, it traps the wire, and yeah, I snipped a couple of wires on the wrong side of the post, so therefore I had to redo the coils. The initial coil I did with a 3mm former turned out to be too big to fit in the deck. Because the actual chimney is quite narrow, so I actually used my old standard green syringe, which allowed me to put some coils on. But to give you some idea of time now, it's now 25 to 3 in the morning. I've been at it for over an hour, just finangling it. But let's see how it performs, shall we? Again, it is at, well, 50 joules now, so basically the same as wattage, isn't it? Ish. If you saw my review on the SX Mini, go refer back to that if you haven't seen it. But it's a standalone on the YouTube channel. Anyway, that'll do, won't it? And a side on. It produces very, very much. I'll tell you what, if you spend the time on the rebuildable section on this, you've got a cracking atty on your hands. You really have. Very good. Flavour's superb. It builds very similar to the Goblin in that you don't put much cotton in the channels, only a little bit. Just enough, not too much, but I don't know if you can see really on the close-ups here. Let's see. Over there. Yeah, it's tricky to see, but you can see the holes there. The cotton actually comes through. That's superb, and I'll say I'll get no dry hits, but I won't because I'm on temperature control mode. Very, very nice. Same juice as before. Now, I've not tested this with a high VG liquid yet. I'm assuming this is a 50-50 mix because you can see it just runs around in the bottle quite good. It's the Vapor Shark Berry Crunch, actually, quite nice. But yeah, good flavour. The draw on it is nice and light on this. I mean, let's tighten the draw down. Let's put the draw to that much. And I can feel that tight already, and bubbles are appearing quite happily. Even on that, it's producing. It really is. Let's try for a full-on lung. Yeah, that's good. Anyway, so let's wrap this up. So, where can you get this? Well, a number of vendors are selling it online. So just do a search for Ude Zephyrus UK. You'll find plenty of places selling it, and I picked it up for £27.99 plus the shipping. So it's not an expensive Atty. It's on the same sort of level as the sub tanks, and it produces more vapor than a sub tank easily. Would I go for the sub tank? Yeah, maybe. The downside is the rebuildable section is a lot fiddlier to rebuild. Probably easier with standard canfold, to be honest with you, but it is fiddlier than the sub-tank rebuildable section, so that's my only real downside of it. The filling section, yeah, if you got a drip, if you got one of these type of bottles, you know, with the glass drippy filly thingy, you're going to need to invest in syringes. Okay, and depending on the thickness of your juice, the thickness of your syringe. So go for the green ones if I were you. They will fit in the holes, the fill holes, quite easily. But yeah, that method, as you can see, I filled it right up pretty much, and that method actually allows you to get a lot more juice in the tank than say at Atlantis or you know, some of the others. So yeah, that's pretty good. Anyway, so the Zephyrus from Ude, yeah, I like it a lot. And 28 quid, you can't really complain. It's a good Atty. Anyway, until next time, one more vape. Ta-da.